Welcome to the Daily Current Affairs by CivicCentre IAS, where we try to discuss the important articles from the Hindu, the Indian Express and the PIB from the UPSC CSC Prelims perspective. Displayed are the list of articles which we are going to discuss in today's video. The first article of the day says that with the vision of Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas, the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has implemented the PM Young Achievers Scholarship Award Scheme for the Vibrant India, in short called the PMBJP scheme. Furthermore, this comprehensive umbrella scheme is aimed at uplifting the students from other backward classes, economically backward classes and denotified tribes by providing them with access to quality education during their formative years. In this context, let us talk about the PMBJP scheme. See, the PMBJP scheme consolidates the earlier initiatives such as the Dr. Ambedkar post-metric and pre-metric scholarship schemes. Launched in 2021-22, it aims to support the educational needs of the socially and economically disadvantaged students from the OBC, EBC and DNT categories by integrating several scholarships into a streamlined program. Significantly, the scheme promotes educational empowerment by helping students from marginalized communities to overcome financial barriers. It aims to create a more inclusive and equitable society through educational support for individual academic growth. If you have to look at the sub-schemes, firstly, pre-metric scholarship for students of class 9 to class 10. Under this, an annual allowance of 4,000 rupees for students in government schools is given. Furthermore, it is applicable to families with an income below 2.5 lakh rupees. Know that 32.44 crore was allocated for 2023-24. Secondly, post-metric scholarship, which is for the post-secondary education. Under this, financial assistance ranging from 5,000 to 20,000 rupees depending on the course. Know that 387.27 crore was released for the year 2023-24. Then the top class school education, under which funding up to 1.25 lakh rupees annually for meritorious students. Then top class college education, under which full financial support for tuition, living expenses and educational materials for college students. Know that 111.18 crore allocated for 2023-24 for supporting 4762 students. Lastly, construction of hostels for OBC boys and girls with 12.75 crore allocated for hostel construction to accommodate 1146 students in 2023-24. Then, what are the benefits? See, the scheme offers comprehensive financial support covering tuition fee, hostel expenses and educational materials for students at both school and college levels. It aims to break down systematic barriers and foster inclusivity, thus contributing to personal and societal progress. The second article talks about Mantri Bhartiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana. See, launched in November 2016, the Mantri Bhartiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana is a transformative initiative aimed at providing high-quality generic medicines at affordable prices. Know that it seeks to make essential healthcare accessible to all citizens, especially marginalized communities, by ensuring affordability without compromising quality. If we have to look at the key objectives, firstly, educating the public on benefits of generic medicines, debunking the misconception that higher prices mean a better quality. Secondly, promoting the use of generic alternatives by healthcare professionals, particularly in government hospitals, to provide cost-effective treatments. And lastly, expanding the availability of a wide range of generic medicines and surgical devices across various therapeutic categories to ensure access for all. If we have to look at the achievements, see, in the financial year 2024-25, Janaushadhi medicines worth 1,000 crore rupees were sold by 20th October 2024, 2 months earlier than in the previous year. Significantly, September 2024 alone saw sales of 200 crore rupees, reflecting the growing probability of PMBJP medicines. Furthermore, the number of Janaushadhi Kendras has grown from just 80 in 2014 to over 14,000 by 2024, with a remarkable increase of over 170 times in a decade. Notably, the target to establish 25,000 Janaushadhi Kendras across India within the next 2 years, ensuring greater healthcare access, particularly in undeserved regions. The next article says that India favors great financial integration among the member countries of the BRICS grouping. Furthermore, the Prime Minister Modi declared on Wednesday at the 16th BRICS meeting in Kazan. In this context, let us talk about BRICS. See, BRICS is an acronym for the grouping of the world's leading emerging economies, namely Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. If we have to talk about the formation of BRICS, see, the grouping was first informally formed during a meeting of the leaders of Brazil, Russia, India, and China on the sidelines of G8 Outreach Summit in St. Petersburg of Russia in 2006. Later, this was formalized during the first BRIC foreigners meeting in New York in 2006. Then in 2009, the inaugural BRIC summit took place in Russia. Next, in the following year of 2010, South Africa joined to form the grouping known as the BRICS. Notably, during the 6th BRICS summit in Fortaleza, the leaders signed the agreement establishing the new development bank. Now, what about the funding structure? See, currently two entities make up the financial architecture of BRICS, namely the New Development Bank and the Contingent Reserve Arrangement. Significantly, the group was designed to bring together the world's most important developing countries to challenge the political and economic power of the wealthier nations of the North America and Western Europe. Know that Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates were invited to become members with effect from 1st January 2024. The next article says that 2 years after the scheme was launched, the state government of Delhi has adopted the PMSHRI, which stands for Prime Minister's Schools for Rising India scheme. So the Delhi government officials signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Education on October 22nd to implement the scheme. See, the PMSHRI scheme approved by the cabinet on September 7 of 2022 is a centrally sponsored initiative aimed at establishing over 14,500 PMSHRI schools. Know that these schools will be selected from the existing schools managed by the central government, state or United Territories governments, local bodies, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan and Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti. Now, moving on to talk about the key objectives and features. Firstly, PMSHRI schools will serve as exemplar institutions showcasing the implementation of the National Education Policy of 2020 and providing leadership to other schools in their regions. Secondly, these schools aim to create an inclusive, equitable, and joyful environment that addresses diverse backgrounds, multilingual needs, and varying academic abilities. Hence, the focus is on making students active participants in their learning process. Thirdly, the schools will prioritize not just cognitive development, but also the creation of well-rounded individuals equipped with 21st century skills. So the pedagogy will be experiential, holistic, integrated, and inquiry-driven with a focus on learner-centered and discussion-based learning. Furthermore, the scheme ensures that all students have access to good physical infrastructure and appropriate resources, fostering a secure and enriching learning atmosphere. Additionally, the assessments will focus on conceptual understanding, application of knowledge to real-life situations, and competency rather than rote learning. If we have to talk about the scheme duration and cost, see, the scheme will run from 2022-23 to 2026-27, after which the state or UTs will be responsible for maintaining the benchmarks achieved. Notably, the total cost is 27,360 crore rupees with a central share of 18,128 crore. More than 20 lakh students were expected to benefit directly. The next article says that Indians are likely to lose over 1.2 lakh crore over the next year due to cyber frauds, according to a projection made by the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, which runs under the Indian Ministry of Home Affairs. In this context, let us talk about the cyber scams and financial threats in India. See, according to a study by the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center, mule bank accounts used for facilitating illegal transactions and laundering money are a significant contributor to online financial scams, which may siphon off 0.7% of India's GDP. Furthermore, many of these scams have ties to China and Chinese-linked entities, with domestically run scams also playing a role. Notably, the impact of these scams is serious, as they can fund illegal activities like terror financing and money laundering. Now, what are the key issues identified? Firstly, talking about the origins of cyber scams, around half of the cyber crimes in India originate from China and pockets in Cambodia and Myanmar, according to the I4C chief Rajesh Kumar. Furthermore, the I4C tracks around 4,000 mule bank accounts daily used to move defrauded money through several accounts before it is withdrawn from ATMs or transferred overseas. Secondly, talking about the international connections, see, the scammers based in Cambodia, Myanmar, Laos, and Azerbaijan operate scam compounds resembling call centers where they target Indian citizens using Indian mobile numbers. Also, ATM cash withdrawals linked to mule accounts have been reported in Dubai, Hong Kong, Bangkok, and Russia, demonstrating global reach. Talking about its economic impact, see, between March and May, cryptocurrency worth 5.5 crore was laundered through Indian accounts with over 350 transactions involving international crypto exchanges. Also, in the first half of 2024, financial frauds reported via MHA cybercrime portal and 1930 helpline resulted in losses totaling 11,269 crore rupees. Furthermore, many cases remain unreported or are registered separately by police. Now, what are the identified hotspots? See, the Citizen Financial Cyber Fraud Reporting and Management System of IFOC has pinpointed 18 ATM hotspots across India where fraudulent withdrawals frequently occur. Also, these locations are under scrutiny for links to international crime networks. The next article says that at the current juncture of economic cycle, the Reserve Bank of India cannot risk another bout of inflation, and so there is a need to wait for more evidence of inflation aligning durably with the 4% target, according to Governor Shaktikanta Das wrote in the minutes of the Monetary Policy Committee held from October 7 to 9. In this context, let us see what repo rate and reverse repo rate are. First, repo rate is, and then we'll see what is Monetary Policy Committee. See, the repo rate or the repurchasing option rate is the rate at which the commercial banks borrow funds from the Reserve Bank of India against collateral, typically securities like treasury bills, gold and bond papers. Managed by the Reserve Bank of India, it regulates the liquidity and controls inflation by influencing the interest rates and money supply in the banking system. Now, moving on to talk about the Monetary Policy Committee. See, under the section 45ZB of the amended RBI Act of 1934, the central government is empowered to constitute a 6-member committee of Monetary Policy Committee. Notably, the Monetary Policy Committee is entrusted with the task of fixing the benchmark policy rate, which is the repo rate, required to obtain inflation within the specified target level. What about its composition? See, MPC will have 6 members consisting of RBI Governor as a chairperson, the RBI Deputy Governor in charge of the monetary policy, one official nominated by the RBI board, and the remaining 3 members would represent the Government of India. Furthermore, the external members hold office for a period of 4 years. Note that the quorum for a meeting shall be 4 members, at least one of whom shall be from the Governor, and in his absence the Deputy Governor, who is the member of the MPC. So the MPC takes decisions based on the majority vote. In case of a tie, the RBI Governor will have the second or the casting vote. Hence, the decision of the MPC would be binding on the RBI. The last article of the day says that with Cyclone Dana likely to make a landfall between Vitharkanika and Dhamra tonight, around 4 lakh people were evacuated to cyclone shelters, while Chief Minister has asked the district administrations to complete the evacuation process by 11 am. In this context, let us talk about cyclones. See, cyclones are atmospheric disturbances characterized by rapid and often destructive air circulation around a low pressure area. Note that they are typically accompanied by violent storms, high winds and bad weather. So in the northern hemisphere, air circulates inward in an anti-clockwise direction, while in the southern hemisphere it circulates in a clockwise direction. Then cyclones are classified into 2 types, which are extratropical cyclones, also known as temperate cyclones, and tropical cyclones. Know that the term cyclone is derived from the Greek word cyclos, meaning coils of a snake, coined by Henry Peddington to describe the storm patterns in the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea, which resemble a coiled serpent. Talking about the cyclone classifications, firstly the extratropical cyclones, which occur in temperate and high latitude regions and known to originate in polar regions. Then the tropical cyclones, which develop between the tropics of Capricorn and Cancer. Know that the large-scale weather systems develop over tropical or subtropical waters, forming surface wind circulation. Furthermore, it is powered by heat from the sea and driven by winds such as easterly trades and temperate westerlies. Significantly, the World Meteorological Organization defines tropical cyclones as weather systems with winds exceeding gale force, which is 34 knots or 63 km per hour. Just have a look at the tropical cyclone terminologies across various regions. So in this video, we have discussed 7 articles in total for today. We'll be back again with another video tomorrow. Thank you.